As you can see, this is a blank new project, and let's actually create a remote event. Let's go to replicated storage, click new, remote event, and you can rename it whatever you want, but I'll just keep mine remote event for now. A basic description of a remote event is that it lets you pass data from a server to a client and vice versa. The server is effectively the actual game. It's what every single player will see. It is what is true. But a client is what every individual player sees. For example, if I had a button right here and I were to press it, for me, I would see a big menu pop up on the screen, but other players wouldn't see a menu pop up on the screen because this menu is client side and only I can see it. So for example, if I were to add a part and make it, let's say red, for example. If I open up a local script and try changing the color, so for example, workspace, wait for child part, and let's just make it blue, for example, right? Here's what will happen. It goes from red to blue. So you see, we see it as blue, but here's the thing. Every other player will still see this as red because right now we're on the client. If we switch to the server, the brick is still red. This is incredibly important because I feel like half of my mistakes as a developer were because I didn't understand the difference between client and server. So learning how to communicate information using remote events will be really beneficial. So here's what I'll do. I will delete the script that changes the color. So all I want you to have is a red part and a remote event in replicated storage. Then let's go to server script service and create a new script. You can name it whatever you want. I'll just call mine event script, you know. Keep the script empty for now. Go into starter GUI, screen GUI, and a text or image button, up to you. So I'll move this button here, and inside of the button, I will add a local script. So let's quickly overview what's actually going on. We have a red part, so the part is red for everyone. This is true on the server. We have a remote event, we have an empty server script, and we have a button with a local script inside of it. The goal here is that whenever we press the button, we want this local script to fire a message to the remote event, which will then fire a message to the server script telling it to change the color from red to blue. So let's actually start in the local script. The very first thing we want to do is check when this button is activated. And we can do that by saying script.parent. So parent is what's above, with meaning the button. What's above the script, it's the button. .activated, and then we connect a new function, like so. And so now whenever the button is pressed, any code we put here will be activated. So we could try changing the color from red to blue right now, but like I said, only the player who presses the button will see the color change. Everyone else won't. Now, if that's something you want, of course, go ahead. But you likely want everyone to see the change. So what we want is to actually pass the message to the server, and we can do this by calling the remote event. So let's do this. Game.replicated storage, because replicated storage, .remote event. And this is where you do semicolon, fire server. So what this line does is it pings the remote event. Now, of course, this will not do anything as of now. So now I'm running the game, and whenever I press the button, it pings the remote event. However, of course, because we didn't write anything in the server script, nothing's happening. So now open up the server script, and we have to understand, okay, what are we looking for? So we don't want to do anything until the button has been pressed, as in, until the remote event has been called. So what we can do is game.replicated storage, again, same thing, .remote event. This time, we do a dot, not a semicolon, on server event. We also connect that to a function, and in these brackets, so last time I left them empty, but here, we can put player. You can actually name this whatever you'd like. This will just be the variable of the player who pressed the button. Now, of course, for this example, we don't care who pressed the button. All we want is just for the color change to occur. However, just for testing purposes, we could just print out player.name. So okay, now that the button has been pressed locally, it shoots a message here, shoots a message to the server. We know that the button has been pressed, and we know that we want to change the color. So this is where we do workspace.part, part, there we go, .color equals color3 from RGB. Click this little color wheel, and just set it to blue. So now let's see what actually happens. Okay, so as you can see, the brick is red. If I switch to server, the brick is also still red. Very good. Now, if I press the button, the brick is blue, and it prints my name out. And if I go to server, the brick is blue. It's not red anymore. So let's just do a quick overview to nail the concept. We've created a button that, when activated, fires a remote event, and then this server script catches the remote event, and it says, okay, so when this remote event is activated, do this on the server this time, not on the client. And like I said before, remote events don't have to just go from local scripts to server scripts. They can do vice versa. So for example, I could just say right now, game.replicatedStorage.remote event fire client, and then we'd have to like pass in the player who we want the remote event to fire to. It's just that usually local to server is used much more often than server to client. However, you always have the option. And of course, if you want to receive it, you would just go game.replicatedStorage.remoteEvent.on client event, and then you connect it to a function, blah blah blah. Awesome. And you actually don't need to put anything here because no player is giving you the function. It's just the server giving you the function. So like you don't have to put player inside the brackets. You can leave those empty. So this is where I'll give you a challenge where you're on your own. I've linked a copy of this project in the description of this video. So my challenge is, you know, the player presses the button, the block goes from red to blue, and then after 5 seconds, the block will become red again, but only on the client. So the server will still see it as blue. So it will only go back to red to the player who initially pressed the button. And just in case you don't know, to wait 5 seconds, you just do wait, and then in brackets, 5. So to recap, your challenge is that when the player presses a button, it goes to blue, and then in 5 seconds, it switches back to red, but only on the client, meaning the server still sees a blue block. So to red, only for the client. Thank you for watching. If there's still something you don't quite understand about remote events, make sure to leave a comment and I'll do my best to help you.